Alright, welcome everyone to an equip video. So those of you probably clicking on this video are thinking, what's the point in doing an equip video for the Jett when all you've done is move everything from the Corsair over to the Jett? And my answer would be, it's not that simple. So I've left a number of equips on the Corsair because I do want to continue to do some bossing on that character. So I haven't had a go at doing any CRA or anything like that just yet, but I feel like I'll still be able to do them. But yeah, let's jump into what equips we've got here. So I'll start with the Totems. So these ones are from an event which hasn't come through in a while. I believe they've replaced this with Sengoku, and Sengoku hasn't come through in a while either. I haven't actually seen Sengoku since I've been back, I think. But yeah, so these Totems, I probably could replace them with some of the ones that I got on the Xenon, because I think I do have some tradable ones on there just for some extra stat, but I'll weigh that up later. And yeah, it is what it is, but hopefully Sengoku comes back sometime, because I'd love to get a potable badge as well. So we do have an LGR here. This is an old equip. I would like to work through and create a whole newer set of Golox and MapleStory equips for this character, and have pretty much 3 identical sets across 3 characters, being the Jett, Corsair, and Xenon. Cracked ring and superior ring. This one is my meso farming ring, so it's got 40%. Happy with that, along with 6% all stat. So I would love to make a full meso obtained set, which I could transfer between characters depending on which one I feel like farming on. I do need to make a new ring as well, but I'll probably make a solid or a reinforced one to slot in there. Rather than taking it off one of the other characters, because I think I've got it balanced now where each character has enough equips to do what I want them to do. So moving on to the pendants, so we've got a superior Golox engraved pendant here with decent decks at legendary potential. So since the update came through allowing you not to have 2 pendants at once to get the set effect, I've moved pretty much the 3 legendary pendants that I had across all 3 characters. And yeah, we're benefiting there. Below it is a Pendant of Spirit, because I am training this character at the moment. As you can see, it is level 221. But yeah, I will work on having an alternate option for a pendant. I still haven't decided what I want to do for the Xenon either in terms of the secondary pendant. But yeah, gun, you'll recognize that one from the Corsair. I moved it straight across. And yeah, it's... I still haven't finished the one on the Corsair, the new level 200 one. I will get around to doing that, but that's just on the back burner at the moment while I farm some extra meso. Tyrant belt from the Corsair. Again, I need to replace it with a superior belt to get the 4 set effect. Hat. This hat is very old. It's from when I was playing the Corsair back in the day. This would have probably lived on the Xenon for a bit as well before I made some new primed gear for it. So this one... All 3 of these CRA equips are based on attack rather than dex, but I'll get to the top and bottom in a minute. And yeah, it does need a little bit of love in terms of Star Force and cubing, but you could say that about a few of these equips. But that's all in the fun of it for something that we can work on and get it up to bossing standard. So these 2 equips are probably the oldest equips that I own, where they're tagged with HiFat's name. I didn't do that recently. I did that probably about 9 years ago to show how old these equips are. So yeah, this character is 3,300 days old, so that's probably about the same age as those equips. Top with attack rather than dex. These were all sitting on the level 230 Aussie style Corsair that I had, that I was working on while I was training to level 250 on the Xenon. So I've salvaged these ones and moved them back to a character that I'm actually using, because I haven't used that. I only use the Aussie style Corsair to farm guild rep on a daily basis, and it just sits there. It doesn't actually do much. But yeah, so 15% dex, needs some star forcing, probably needs some cubing. Same with this, it's only 12 star force, get it up to at least 15. But yeah, meso is pretty tight at the moment, especially in the lower levels of training. We're not really gaining that much, but we will get back to it eventually. Tyrant tail boots from the Corsair, need to replace them with a new equip, because these aren't the best in slot items anymore. Not that they would be at 12 star anyway, but yeah, we'll get around to replacing them for both the Corsair and the Jett, hopefully, eventually. But yeah, we'll certainly look towards what equips will be best for there. So the Golox Earrings here, these ones are my farming ones as well. They've got Meso Obtained and Item Drop Rate, so good combination. And yeah, I've pretty much moved these from the Xenon to the Corsair, now to the Jett. Whichever character I choose to farm on, I'll definitely be wearing them on there. Shoulder came from the Jett, the Corsair, sorry, as well, so 21% on it, I believe. Yeah, 21% dex with some attack. Again, star forcing was probably key around here. Altair gloves, need to replace them, but they'll do for the time being 10 star and with some dex on them. But yeah, again, these were just a secondary set that I made. Emblem, this thing is priority number 1 at the moment because emblems weren't a thing back when I was playing this character, so I need to get this up to legendary and get some bonus potential stat on it pretty quickly, just to ensure that the weapon, secondary, and emblem are up to scratch, because yeah, that's where the bossing stats are going to come from for this character. No potable badge, unfortunately. I didn't do Singapore back in the day, which is a bit of an oversight on my behalf, and I never did Sengoku either. So hopefully that Sengoku event comes back sometime in the future so I can get it. And yeah, it's annoying that I've got to run with this badge, but it is what it is. We'll deal with it. So yeah, then the cup here, which I skipped over, I picked this one up out of the auction house because I figured it looked good and it gave this character about 100k stat, so it's high in dex and 5% all stat, so I thought that was a pretty good option to pick up. Brute Squad medal because I don't have any other better medals to use, and I am working on the 7-day Monster Parker medal, but that will take some time because you've got to do 77 runs across 7 days. But yeah, I finished it on the Corsair, so now I'm focusing on it altogether for the Jett. This equip is so the Jett secondary has changed with the storyline, so it's now just a fist or a knuckle, I guess. And back then, legendary potential wasn't actually a thing, so unique potential was the best. So that's why we've got those stats there, which are pretty good, but bonus potential pretty much needs some work, and we need to get it up to legendary as well, because there's some stats being missed out on there. But that's why this character is going to be a bit of fun, because the Corsair had a few things it needed working on, but this one will have a couple more. So yeah, we'll get it to 250, and then we'll worry about all the funding along the way. This cape is pretty bad, but needs work. It's from the Corsair. We'll just use it for now and deal with it. Arcane Force. So I made a video on level 210 characters and suggested that people work on symbols and transfer them across. So this symbol was originally level 18 on the Corsair, so I transferred it over and leveled it up to 16. So they do decrease as you transfer them. So you generally tend to lose about 2 levels, and I have symbols ready for Choo Choo and Latch. I've got a level 20 and a level 17 Latch symbol, so I'll move them across and that'll give me some more Arcane Force. But for the time being, where I'm training in Latch, I only need about 240 Arcane Force, so it's okay at the moment. I'm able to do what I want to do, but when I move up to Arcana, I will need to move some more Meso over and level them up. But yeah, so that's where it's sitting at on the Jett at the moment, and it's a cool character to train. I would like to have a Jett and a Corsair fully trained up, trained up, geared up, and ready to go. But we'll see how we go in the future with all of that. I am really enjoying playing the character though. It's really cool. Just and the level curve doesn't seem too bad. It seems like it's going along smoothly enough. I am working on getting ready to do some CRA bosses because this character has not got the eligibility yet to be able to run the CRA bosses. This is just a bossing ring that I'll transfer over. These are some old gloves. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you'll recognize these ones from way back in the day. But yeah, so with CRA, I am working on the doing the minimum of 10 RA runs before you can do CRA, and then I'll give it a go. I'm not sure how this character is going to go. It does have roughly about, I'll bring up the stats in a second in terms of the overall dex and boss damage and all that, but it has about a 4.5 mil range when it's buffed up with its own buffs. So it is fairly decent. I'm still yet to see how it goes with all of them, but I imagine it might take me a little bit longer than usual to do them, but I figure we'll just do a video on the first run, and then I'll do an updated video later on when the gear is a lot better in terms of doing a much faster run. But yeah, otherwise we're on our way on this character, you know, having the gear there and getting this up into the 20s. Like initially I was like, oh, maybe I'll get it to 220. And then I decided, no, let's take this all the way up to 250 and have some fun with it. So here are the stats. I almost forgot about bringing them up, so that's why we've just shifted position quickly, but I'll buff up and show you my range, and then show you what link skills I've got activated as well. So the link skills, it's a combination of my training ones and bossing ones. So yeah, we've got things like, yeah, Fury Unleashed for boss damage, Light Wash for PDR, Wild Rage for damage, Rin's Blessing for PDR as well. Then you've got things like the Aaron Blessing. I don't know why I've got Night's Watch on there, because I think the Jett has 100% stance. I need to take that off there, unless I'm mistaken. I need to check that. But yeah, and then things like Elven Blessing, Rune, Elementalism, Hybrid Logic, and Phantom Instinct. So that's where the character's sitting. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be out with bossing videos very soon, like I said. But yeah, thank you for reaching the end of the video, and I'll put links up for those boss runs when I've done them, so if you're watching this in the future, check out these links here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.